Chatty chatters in the chat. What's up? Chat, it is almost Friday. I couldn't be happier. Welcome back to more City Skylines 2 and more City Skylines here on the channel. Going to be taking a look here in just a few minutes at the stuff for this week, which the developers dropped on City Services. I'm excited. We're going to take a look at a few things that you may have missed from that post. We did a live stream on Monday of this. I put out a video on Tuesday on this. And now we're here for more from the devs, so welcome back. Good to see you all here. Hope you're all having a lovely week. A lovely week indeed. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the... I'm going to try to find this post here for City Services. There's a lot here, man. We covered this live, and I did a video on it, and I still feel like we missed a lot of things. But as the thumbnail implies, my new favorite building that I found out about in City Skylines 2 is... I don't think it's a signature building, but it is a building that is a city service, according to them. That is this one. Boom. That right there is like the server farm. So your city's going to be able to generate money by having other cities in the world connect to yours via the internet, via like telecommunications, and then be able to, like, I don't know, this could host anything from, like, you know, think of Amazon with purchasing websites, or, you know, it's basically like it hosts websites and platforms. So everything from like YouTube to Twitch, that kind of thing, that might be hosted inside here, where people, you know, rent, like, or buy or host server domains, that kind of thing. Yeah, like Comcast, exactly. Come on, chat. We're starting the day off right now. Come on, let's not be that way. But this is great. I mean, this is cool. This is a really neat way to be able to make more money in your city. I don't know if you can charge for this, but since it is under city services, you might be able to, you know, like we found out earlier about water and power, how we can charge for both water, power, electricity, just to our residents. Like, you can lower your tax rate a little bit, but you can increase your city services a little bit, which might make up for maybe a 1%, you know, depending on your city size, and or if you have a big old nuclear power plant and you're just pumping out the electricity, could be another way to make some good money depending on prices. But this is great. I think this is really cool, and happy to see that. And they kind of go into some details about, you know, like the post office is here. I feel like we're getting at least, like, I don't know, a third or like a quarter of each of the previous City Skylines DLCs. We're just getting a little sprinkling, just a little sprinkling of the previous features that City Skylines has. Like post offices we got with the industrial DLC, and we got a lot of, like, for example, trams are in the game on day one, but that's something that we didn't get till, I think, the After Dark DLC. But and then they went into some information about the service fees, which is great, which is what I was mentioning, how we can, you know, you charge a little bit less for the water pumping because maybe your city's not as big, so you don't need to have as much focus on that. But there you go. But you can kind of see how it all affects everything. Like, everything seems to be micromanaged like crazy. Like in the lower right corner, you see both water consumption, company efficiency, and then citizens' happiness. So it somehow affects that. I guess because the water is not as... the budget isn't 100%, so it affects happiness a little bit. But, you know, you can make up for that. And maybe actually that affects the... maybe the service fee also affects happiness too. It'd be nice to know how that affects everything. But from that, you're making like 44,000, I'm assuming, a month, because it is monthly balance. So yeah, kind of cool. You can, like, these are always going to be expenses. It's pretty rare that you're going to see any of these be positive. Maybe transportation, if you have a small bus service that's really efficient, that carries a lot of people. That's kind of the thing. Yeah, you can pump out a lot of money from electricity, it seems. Well, I mean, I don't know if... I'm not sure how the progression on power plants works, so we're going to have to learn about that next week. So when it comes to energy and water, we're going to learn more about that next week, to where we can see all the different power plants. Some energy is probably going to be a lot more profitable than others, because it's just going to create tons of energy with minimal upkeep. Like, maybe geothermal will be able to make a lot of power with a very small budget. Or maybe it'll make medium amount of power with a very small budget. Like, maybe it'll be worth it to build multiple. I know in City Skylines, that's something we do, is we've built multiple geothermal plants next to each other. And then it's a little too easy, because you don't necessarily have to build on a pre-existing... You just build it anywhere. There's no, like, real rules to it. Like, windmills, you got to only build those where the wind flows. So I would like if there were to be more things for that. Yeah, there's nuclear power. Yep, they confirmed that. Yep. But it looks like you'd only build one nuclear power plant. Because from previous videos, it looked like when they placed that, it shows the little star with the hammer and the wrench. That means like you've already built that and you can only get one. You know, there'll be mods to remove that, but you know, we got to talk about the base game here. Man, that city looks nice. This is going into the airport, it looks like. Yeah, rail lines splitting into the airport, which looks nice. There's a lot here. There's a lot of good stuff here. And yeah, like I mentioned, July 17th was when we learned about city services. And July 24th is when we'll learn about electricity and water. I'm excited for that because a lot of people were talking about how the waves are a bit high. And I'm wondering if that has something to do with maybe there was a, like maybe that's a seasonal thing. Like maybe there's more wind and more rain during those seasons. So maybe it looks that way. You know, it's kind of a visual effect. Maybe that's not that way all the time. But them talking about water also raises the question of like, okay, what will be some other options for dam building and or like water power? And or just building like a giant hydroelectric dam to then be able to use that to create like a reservoir? It's actually something I've never really done in City Skylines before. It'd be interesting to like try to build a city that has limited water to where you got to build you can build like a hydroelectric dam, let that water back up for a very long time, and then see if you can like start pumping water from it. Of course, you could always, you know, do like a inland water pump or whatever to pump from aquifers, but it'd be cool to do it that way. But we also learned about this too, the city policies and demand on that one as well. Yeah, like a Timberborn crossover. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I would certainly like there to be more reasons to like create those. You know, like I think the most beautiful thing to do will be to build a coastal city, something like, you know, like Manhattan. It's kind of what the city we keep seeing all the time, New Dollarton, kind of reminds me of Manhattan in New York a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. But I do like the look of the buildings. We got some pretty damn looking, good looking semi trucks and stuff. But the AC units and stuff all look real good. I don't know about that statue though, man. And I want to know what that is. That looks like it could be like a corporate office or maybe even like a hotel. That actually would be a good hotel because you got these like almost 180-degree view of the bay. Oh, there's like a little dock out there too. Hopefully we can place those down as props, like just a little dock going out into the water for people to like walk out onto. Maybe we'll build that today. After we look at this new video today, we'll talk about more of the things that we've learned, and then we will take a look at the we'll build our city again. That's the elementary school with the, I think this is both the two wings attached to it. I really wish there were more options for this though. Like I like the fact that we can plop down these things, but they're all kind of like pre-existing like spots. I would like a little bit more freedom in building, like if I didn't want to build onto the building. I hope we can do this though. But I hope we can like build a wing that's like detached from the main building so students can walk outside a little bit. I mean, here it's a little better use of space, but on the other hand, sometimes you want to build maybe a town that's a little more spread out. Is that City Hall? Oh, that's the college. Oh. Provide your citizens with a college education. Okay, so there's the university and the college. Or wait, or is this the... Well, this looks different than what I've seen before. Maybe we just get to choose different styles. This could be the European style of it. Maybe we can build multiple ones, but... You have the American football field over there with the European style school. At least it certainly looks like some of the buildings in Amsterdam and many other places. Does the footprint space that buildings need increase when you upgrade the buildings? Apparently that's set by default. From what I've seen so far, when you place a building, it looks like all the space around the building that it'll ever need to expand is already pre-allocated to the building. Which some people were saying, yeah, they didn't really like that often because if you're trying to fit like a police station into a very crowded downtown area and you don't plan to expand it, it kind of takes up a lot of space that you could put for other stuff around it. Especially if you've because now this game will work with districts. If you have like a police station that's lending a little bit of a hand to a district, but then you also want to build a district police station and keep it low level, you could keep like you could take a medium police station and take some of its force, and you could take a small station, all of its force, and have them work together, the police force in that one district. But yeah, it looks like they take up a lot of space. Like, look, this police station or this fire station takes up an entire city block. I mean, that's a lot of little bays for all the different emergency vehicles. And they did talk about natural disasters a little bit. So there is a picture here, a couple pictures here for like the fire watchtower next to the airport here. And this like meteorology, well, this is like a disaster center that it seems to look at like weather for tornadoes and hurricanes and like earthquakes and other things like that. And there's even an emergency shelter. So some of the natural disasters DLCs are baked in here too. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, music will be something that they talk about in the future, which I think is cool, because I think even to this day, I think still, for me, SimCity has way better music than City Skylines, but mostly because I haven't been able to listen to any of it. Like the newer stuff is all DMCA, so I can't listen to it on stream. So maybe there's some good stuff, but that was all available for free on SimCity. Here you kind of had to like pay a little extra for the additional stations. Some basic stuff about things that we can provide. New thing that we can provide is welfare offices. So that might be good for if your city's if you're having tough time with like adjusting the demand, rather than people fleeing the city right away because they can't get the money they need. They can just go to the welfare office while you're adjusting the city. Might cost you a little bit more in your budget, but if you got a ton of money saved up, it's better than people moving out when you're like adjusting things. So I like that. Parks and recreation buildings, police and fire. Another thing here too, of course, is the and they don't mention this as much here, but the telecommunications. The telecommunications seems to have a range and a bandwidth too. So not only do you have to build these like within distances of the city, you also have to build a few of them in order to cover the bandwidth. And the better the bandwidth, the happier people are. Further away from Comcast is better. Wow, look at that landfill too. That looks like, I mean, that looks like a foreign planet. That doesn't look like trash. That's literally an open air landfill. Look at that. Early stream? Yeah, usually we would start about maybe 5 minutes ago. Well, we start a little early on the on City Skylines Day. But I went a little extra early because I feel like the city services has been like the biggest piece of news that we've gotten so far. Like there's just so much to cover here. And I thought there was a lot to cover on the roads, but damn, I'm blown away with this. But yeah, this is the look of the hospital. I don't like the look of that hospital at all. It looks like an electronics store, not a hospital. I don't really like that. This is okay. If this were a hospital, I'd be happier with that, but I don't know. Not too concerning about the building's designs. I just want to make sure we get multiple designs. I want like there to be a European hospital and an American one. More on water pumping. Here's some information on the electricity production. I think this is a geothermal plant. No, I think this is an oil plant. Oh, yeah, gas. Gas power plant is one of the many options to provide your city with electricity. So I guess I wonder if there's a way, you know, because there are gas stations in the game, and there is an importance to them to where it'll affect your commercial businesses. So I wonder if there's something, like over there you see some fuel storage, but that could be for the power plant itself. And I don't know if by gas they mean like diesel fuel or like, you know, gasoline, or if they mean like natural gas. I think they mean like natural gas because this just looks to be maybe steam coming out, but it would be cool if there were like emergency diesel generators or something like that. I haven't seen that yet, but I could see something like that. Hospital looks like, oh yeah, it looks like a Don Quixote from Japan for sure. Yeah, that hospital's weird, man. I like this building here. This looks like a building from the 80s, but that they've like tacked a bunch of like little plastic stripes on, and then some, I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to complain too much about the buildings because, you know, honestly, at a certain point, you kind of, when you zoom out, you stop looking at them. But at the beginning of the game, we're going to be really, like, close in looking at every little detail. But I think the college looks good, as they say. But I do like how some of the buildings are gargantuan. They did mention, oh, by the way, something that's really good here, chat, is to learn more about the game features. One thing that's really slick is, if we look at the, I don't know if we can see that. Dev diaries, maybe? There's something where they've kind of, quote-unquote, leaked a little bit of information. Not really leak, but it was something that I noticed that was pretty cool. Let's see. Unreleased games, City Skylines. There's a way to see all of these, damn. They had like a picture of all these articles, and it kind of... they kind of unintentionally showed more information. Not unintentionally, but they kind of hinted at some stuff that they didn't talk about just yet. The information's already out there, but I was seeing it for the first time. Show only dev response. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see show all posts, maybe? No? I wonder if there's a way I can go back to... forums, maybe? They had a really good post of everything that was upcoming. Let me try this. If I go to one of the posts, or I could just go to the official thing. They had a really good post. Maybe I can find this from one of the videos. Let me check. This is our video for today where they're plopping it out over there. They're already starting the plopping. Let me try this. If we go to City Skylines, if we go to Dev Diary 1, and if we go to their video, and if we go to the description, full diary here. Yeah, it links back to the same thing. Damn. They have like a whole list of all of these in a different format that kind of shows additional detail on everything. The forums are actually a forum. But they had a whole list of all the upcoming stuff, and they kind of mentioned a few more details about other things that they'd be talking about. And it confirmed some things, like, for example, total map size and a couple other little blurbs, official information and announcements. I think this all leads back to these forums, yeah. Well, 4 minutes away. I'll have to see if I can find that for us, but... Yeah, I have to look back at what their other posts were to see what some of the information was. I wanted to share it with you guys, so I found where it was, but now I can't find it again. These are all like sub forums, but I want like official information and announcements. No. Maybe it's like on an actual, maybe it's not on their forums, but on their main page. Oh wait, I think it's here. Oh, wait. Ah, here it is. This is what I was looking for. So these little sections here kind of hinted a little bit more information about like what's coming up. So like, for example, here they mentioned that a brief comparison of map sizes, a map tile in City Skylines is smaller than its predecessor, but you're able to unlock almost all tiles, giving you a whopping 441 map tiles. So I don't know what that means exactly. Like, they say smaller, but I don't know what that means. But you can unlock up to 441 tiles. So if it's like half the size, but you can unlock 441, yeah, could be huge. But I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. Oh, Lean, you can yeah, contact me via email. Links down below in the description or on the about page. But yeah, so here they hinted a few other things, like, for example, for electricity. Electricity and water are crucial for running a city. A lack of electricity or water leads to reduced well-being, while backed up sewage takes a toll on the health. So, yeah, well-being and health. I think well-being is a link to happiness. I don't know. It does mention three things. Health, happiness, and well-being seem like they're linked together, but they're all a little different. So, yeah, they mentioned that they made the tiles smaller, but I don't know how much. Like, are they 25% smaller, 80% smaller? Like, I'm not sure. But they mentioned game progression. Like, game progression has 2 interconnected layers, milestones that give you points to spend in your development, allowing you to unlock more advanced services. But they don't mention what the other one is. They mention 2 interconnected layers. They mention milestones, but then it doesn't go on to say anything more. Then there's music and then the photo mode. All right, I think we're about ready to go into the dev stuff here in just a minute. It'll start playing. There'll be a little countdown, so we won't miss it. But yeah, this is a good, real good spot to kind of confirm some stuff, like map tiles up to 441. They're now bringing in climates, not just seasons, but they call it climates. So that implies that not only are we going to see like a winter, you know, spring, fall, summer, but also perhaps if you're in kind of a more tropical climate, there could be like the wet and the dry season, to where it's like super hot and dry sometimes, and then other times it rains a lot. And that's going to be interesting, because that means there could be a lot more accidents in your city. So you might have to, you know, plan out a city. All right, we're about a minute away. Can we get some plops in the chat? Everybody plop it into the chat right now. Let's get a plop in the chat. Economy and production, closer look at economic situation, how citizens and companies manage and use resources, and how you can build a prosperous city. That's going to be like, you know, beginning like tips, I imagine, like early and late game techniques to building your city. And then they mentioned life path, which is kind of new-ish, really. Like, it looks like they're expanding upon the whole, like, you know, when a citizen is young and they have different needs than when they're old. The City Skylines kind of has that with the different needs of, like, the elder care and, like, retirement and stuff, but this kind of expands upon it a little bit. Game progression. Oh, I mentioned that with the development trees. Climate and seasons. So that, yeah, that's 2 different things. So not only are we getting seasons in City Skylines, but also climates too. So we might have a permanently cold map or something like that. Okay, we're down to like 50 seconds. Hypes in the chat, ones in the chat. Let's go. Let's get those ones a hyping, ones a spamming. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man. You wish you could open a mine and take it out to make electric cars in... What? You mean, like, open a mine and then use rare earth resources to make cars from that? I mean, there might be a car factory or something in the game. Maybe it could be in the signature buildings, or maybe... I don't know. All right, here we go. Down just the last couple seconds. Let's go. Here we go.
And today we're going to talk about city services.
All new information.
Okay, I guess I can just go blah 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 something. Yeah, blah blah blah. In general, the city services are overhauled for City Skylines 2. This time you don't need to place so many separate city service buildings to cover your city because of the better pathfinding as well as the new city service upgrades.
Ooh, incineration
All city
plant.
services in the game include upgrades. These are operational extensions and sub-buildings. You can answer the different needs of the city by placing a new wing to your medical clinic that it'll add more patient places there, or a new ambulance garage, and so on. We have updated the district tool for City Skylines 2. In City Skylines 1, the districts were painted using a paintbrush. In City Skylines 2, we have a much more accurate polygonal tool that you can use to shape and create districts.
That's kind of nice. It's like building a fence.
The brush tool was a bit inaccurate. We heard from players that some people had some gray hairs trying to create the perfect district shapes. So this time we're gonna give them the tools to create exactly what type of districts they want.
It's kind of nice.
One of my favorite district policies is the gated community policy, where you can dictate that who actually is allowed to move through a district.
Ooh.
And if you want to keep the district like calm from the heavy traffic, then you can use that policy to control
Ban
the
heavy
area.
traffic, okay.
Keeping the riffraff away. That's basically what it is.
Hell yeah,
City
brother, doing
Skylines
some
1,
trucking.
the land value was more directly affected by the city services and especially the parks. In City Skylines 2, the land value is affected by the citizens and companies' willingness to move to an area and pay rent there. You can indirectly control the land value by placing services that those specific agents need at that moment, and that will in turn make them more willing to live in an area and pay higher rent.
That's
and
interesting.
That will then affect the land value itself.
So no longer can you
Road
plop down just like a park.
maintenance has a bigger role in City Skylines 2. This time the road condition doesn't only affect the speed of the traffic, but it also affects the likelihood of traffic accidents happening.
whoa.
So it's important to have a adequate road
There's
maintenance
there's
fleet
actually a
so that
fire.
they can keep the roads in condition.
Wow,
The
so it's not
road
just an
maintenance
accident.
Vehicles
What?
have two different models. One for the summer, and then it switches to a snowplow.
Hell
during the
yeah,
winter.
brothers! Oh, our first look at winter. No way.
Citizen healthcare is an important part of your city
That's
to keep it
awesome.
functioning. The citizen happiness is dependent on their health as well as their well-being, so it's important to build enough healthcare
yeah,
in your
brother.
city and provide them in the places that the citizens need it. The citizen death care, on the other hand, is something else. As with
Viking
many
funeral.
other things in City Skylines 2, also the citizen death and death care have been improved on. We no longer have the classic death waves that we had in City Skylines 1. Unless there is an actual house collapsing, the hearses don't block your streets.
What?
But if there is a disaster, then you can absolutely expect that there's
Wow.
going to be a lot of buzzing in the
Hearse
streets.
convoy, brother. Whoa. Wow, look at that
The
trash.
garbage management has also been improved in City Skylines 2.
That's cool. A front loader actually comes out.
We have now introduced a recycling option for the garbage, which then produces some materials that can
That's
be
what I
used
was talking
in the
about.
industrial
Hell
buildings in the
yeah.
city.
Wow.
We've also
You can get some money
added
back.
a new feature to the landfill where you can actually create the area for your
Right.
landfill yourself. And if your city is a small one, you need a smaller space, but if your city grows, you can then expand.
Right.
As with many other systems,
That
we
looks
have
like a
also
high-tech-
improved
that looks like the
education.
building from
Game
the first one.
features elementary school, high school, college, university, medical
Ooh,
university,
$1 million.
and technical university. We've also added a new level of education, and these education levels match the different demands for workplaces in your city.
Right. Look at that
Fire
building.
and rescue
Wow.
has been also improved. The fire department handles building fires as well as the potential vehicle fire. They will also search and rescue people from collapsed buildings.
Wow. There's also
the game
search
also
and rescue.
features postal services and internet services. The citizens want to send mail to their loved ones or maybe an angry letter to the editor, and this improves their well-being. The city also can have internet service, which will also improve the quality of life for the citizens, and it will also affect positively the profit margins of the companies. Watching the households, you can see the effect of the mail service availability and the internet service availability.
Comcast?
If your city doesn't have the different emergency services yet, the outside connections will provide your city with the various services. They send out police cars, ambulances, and so on. The only downside is that it will cost you slightly more compared to if you had the service in your own city.
Okay. So you can import
The administration
services.
category is an entirely new service category in City Skylines 2. It features City Hall, Central Bank, and Welfare Office. Welfare offices help citizens with low well-being. City Hall and Central Bank provide the city with various citywide
I got some
bonuses.
banging music for this one. Absolutely banging. We're going to take a look at everything here. We're going to break this down. Oh, that did look like a different hospital. Oh, maybe that's what that building was I thought was an expo.
I can be more happy. Yeah, I can definitely be, because I'm like way too serious. Next week we're going to have electricity and water.
Okay, we have to break all this down. There's huge information here again. Wow, here comes another video. Okay, we're going to watch this one more time, and then I'm going to break it down again, and we're going to go through and pause and take a look at all the menus.
And today we're going to talk about city services.
Huge. This is great.
Okay, I guess I can just go blah, 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 something. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. In general, the city services are overhauled for City Skylines 2. This time you don't need to place so many separate city service buildings to cover your city because of the better pathfinding as well as the new city service upgrades. All city services in the game include upgrades.
Yep.
These are operational extensions and sub-buildings. You can answer the different needs of the city by placing a new wing to your medical clinic that it'll add more patient places there, or a new ambulance garage, and so on. We have updated the district tool for City Skylines 2. In City Skylines 1, the districts were painted using a paintbrush. In City Skylines 2, we have a much more accurate polygonal tool that you can use to shape and create districts. The brush tool was a bit inaccurate. We heard from players that some people had some gray hairs trying to create the perfect district shapes, so this time we're gonna give them the tools to create exactly what type of districts they want. One of my favorite district policies is the gated community policy, where you can dictate
service buildings
that
have greater
who
range now
actually
based on
is
your highways
allowed to
and
move
stuff.
through a district, and if you want to keep the district like calm from the heavy traffic, then you can use that policy to control the area, keeping the riffraff away. That's basically what it is. In City Skylines 1, the land value was more directly affected by the city services and
really
especially the
interesting.
parks. In City Skylines 2, the land value is affected by the citizens and companies' willingness to move to an area and pay rent there. You can indirectly control the land value by placing services that those specific agents need at that moment, and that will in turn make them more willing to live in an area and pay higher rent, and that will then affect the land value itself.
Road maintenance,
The
brother.
road maintenance has a bigger role in City Skylines 2. This time the road condition doesn't only affect the speed of the traffic, but it also affects the likelihood of traffic accidents happening. So it's important to have an adequate road maintenance fleet so that they can keep the roads in condition. The road maintenance vehicles have two different models. One for the summer, and then it switches to a snowplow during the winter.
That's cool.
Citizen healthcare is an important part of your city to keep it functioning. The citizen happiness is dependent on their health as well as their well-being, so it's important to build enough healthcare in your city and provide them in the places that the citizens need it. The citizen death care, on the other hand,
Ponzi's Pizza always delivers!
is something else. As with many other things in City Skylines 2, also the citizen death and death care have been improved on. We no longer have the classic death waves that we had in City Skylines 1.
Confirmed.
Unless there is an actual house collapsing, the hearses don't clock your streets. But if there is a disaster,
No
then you
more
can
death waves.
absolutely expect that
That's awesome.
there's going to be a lot of buzzing in the streets. The garbage management has also been improved in City Skylines 2. We have now introduced a recycling option.
Look at how much trash that city has produced. That is an insane amount of incineration that would be needed. I wonder if, like, landfills are going to just be permanent. Like, there's just going to be no way to process that much trash.
For the garbage, which then produces some materials that can be used in the industrial buildings in your city.
What's up, Artemis?
We've also added a new feature to the landfill where you can actually create the area for your landfill yourself.
The only thing about that, he says you can create your own area, but it looks like it's limited. Like, it's going to cost you money to fill that in, but you can only expand to there. Unless you do something, maybe upgrade the facility. I don't know.
If your city is small one, you need a smaller space, but if your city grows, you can then expand. As with many other systems, we have also improved education.
Love the
game
parking lot.
features elementary school, high school, college, university,
Build your
medical
own landfill,
university,
exactly.
and technical university.
Yep, that looks like
We've
it.
also added
gonna
a
be.
new level of education, and these education levels match the different demands for workplaces in your city. Fire and rescue has been also improved. The fire department handles building fires as well as the potential vehicle fire. They will also search and rescue people from collapsed buildings. The game also features
pretty
postal
interesting that that's what
services
they're gonna
and
do.
internet services.
That's really amazing.
Citizens want to send mail to their loved ones or maybe an angry letter to the editor, and this improves their well-being. The city also can have internet service, which will also improve the quality of life for the citizens, and it will also affect positively the profit margins of the companies. Watching the households, you can see the effect of the mail service availability and the internet service availability. If your city doesn't have the different emergency services yet, the outside connections will provide your city with the various services. They send out police cars, ambulances, and so on. The only downside is that it'll cost you slightly more compared to if you had the service in your own city.
That makes sense.
The administration category is an entirely new service category in City Skylines 2. It features City Hall, Central Bank, and Welfare Office. Welfare offices help citizens with low well-being.
Makes sense. You said
City
you can't
Hall
play
and
right now?
Central
Soon.
Bank provide the
Soon.
city with
Soon.
various citywide bonuses.
The town is beautiful.
I can be more happy. Yeah, I can definitely be because I'm like way too serious. Next.
I think this building here is the round one that I thought was the hotel or whatnot that was out in the city. I guess this could be a different type of hospital or something. All right, let's go through this and break this down, because there is, again, another crazy amount of information and things confirmed and things that you didn't necessarily think of. Like, for example, emergency services actually not only doing, like, for example, the firefighters fighting fires, but also search and rescue after, like, a building collapse, which could be from a tornado, could be from an earthquake, could be from a fire that gets out of control and a building actually comes down.
And today we're going to talk about city services.
We're going to break this down like frame by frame. All right, here they're placing the, it looks like the welfare office. It looked like. What did it say?
And today we're going to talk about city services.
Oh, yeah. Administration buildings, welfare offices, yep. Maybe you can have more than one welfare office. Yep, looks like you can. He just placed down one, so there seems to be a limit to those. So some buildings unlimited, some buildings limited. It's not all set in stone. Or maybe it'll be, maybe it's going to be, like, maybe you can only place 3 or something, or 1 per district. Not sure. That's an upgrade of some sort for the college. Let's go back.
And today we're going to talk about city services.
I'm trying to like lock it in on the frame that they click on it. Oh, you can't really see. Maybe these are dorms. Average time to graduation 13 months. Dropout rate 2%. Students 1,500. What happens when they place that down? Didn't seem like it increased the... Oh wait, can be upgraded with an extension wing and library. Okay, so that's got to be one or the other. You do it frame by frame. I know. I feel like that's what I want to do. Like breaking down every morsel of this game is just—it's kind of exciting. I also really like the parking lots. I'm very happy with the with like how parking looks, and the cars too. They look a little. They almost look a little more workers and resources Soviet Republic. There's like little jalopies and like smart cars, but then also like big O sedans, like from 70s cop shows and whatnot.
Okay, I guess I can just go.
Okay, so police firefighting helicopters will swoop in and help to put out fires too, so that's cool. Not only do we get those, but also fire trucks too. Is there no flying cars in the game? I guess they can go flying if they get into an accident. That's going to be a bad thing.
Ponzi's Pizza always delivers!
Oh, blah, 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 something. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. In general, the city services are overhauled for
Bridge angling, not smooth enough. Not happy with that.
City Skylines 2.
Not smooth enough, pal.
This time you don't need to place so many separate city service buildings to cover your city.
Love the sky, though, how the small clouds and stuff are moving around. Looks like they did a good job with atmosphere, you know, because now that we get seasons in climate, clouds are looking nice.
Because of the better pathfinding as well as the new city service.
Incineration plant collects and burns garbage, turning it into energy. This reduces garbage accumulation, but produces some air pollution. Can be upgraded with a garbage truck depot, an extra incinerator, and extended storage. Big O Extendo. Efficiency 115%, 40 out of 40 employees. Looks like it's producing about 5.7 megawatts. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a little bit of power, though. Let's see. Stored garbage, processing speed. Oh, so the bigger the budget, probably the faster the use. What is that at the bottom? Extra incinerator furnace, upkeep, electricity production, processing capacity, ground pollution. Oh, I wonder if that'll increase if you add more of those processing units. Wow, $500,000 for that. What's up, Seth? Welcome aboard, dude. Good to see you. So there's 3 buildings at the bottom for upgrades, but it says can be upgraded with a garbage truck depot, extra incinerator, and extra storage. So that is those 3. Okay.
Upgrades all city services in the game.
That building looks nice. Medical clinic extension wing can be upgraded with an ambulance depot and extension wing. Okay, so that's what those are. Looks like it increases. Wow, the upkeep increases by $63,000 a month, but can accommodate 25 more people, which is pretty hefty. I honestly don't think I've had too many in City Skylines. I like never get anybody that goes to the hospital. Like I build the hospitals and hospital coverage is good, but then like you never see anybody there. It's like they don't get sick because the hospital's nearby. It's like, oh, I'm not feeling so good. Oh, why? Well, oh wait, we live near a hospital. Never mind, I'm good. By the way, look at those tunnels. Those are gorgeous. Look at how close those are put together. Like there's a retaining wall, tunnel, retaining wall, tunnel. And that retaining wall like separates the two lanes. That's impressive. That's very well done. October needs to come now. I completely agree.
Aim include upgrades. These are operational extensions and sub-buildings. You can answer
Healthcare and death care. So that's a crematorium, it looks like.
the different needs of the city
Oh, wait, that's a medical clinic.
by placing a new wing to your
See, what I don't like, though, is it's set in stone on where this has to go. There was an Aurora Borealis with the cop car. That's cool.
the different needs,
And this is interesting, too, but okay, so here's a couple of things, right?
extensions and sub-buildings. You can answer the different
So you plop down a medical clinic, which has ample parking for all the doctors, nurses, and patients, and then some parking out on the side.
needs of the city by placing a
But then when you throw down the ambulance depot,
new
that's already set in stone as to where that goes. So you can't, like, place that down here. You can't place that up here. You can't place it, like, over there. I wish there were a way to... I don't know if you can, but I want to be able to also detach it. Because if it's just, like... The fact that you can click it and drag it onto the screen and then left-click is cool and all, but there's no need for that if it's already set in stone where that goes. So you could just click on it and then be like, do you want to upgrade? Yes, no. And then you click yes, and boom, it auto-builds. It's not as free as it implies. Like, oh, I can click on this and build it in. No, it seems like it's already set to be locked in on the building. Is that the Will Ferrell building? Yes.
wing to your medical clinic.
So then you lose all that parking. So, like, where does for realism, then, or, like, logically, then you'd think you'd build another street here and then build, like, a parking lot onto the back of the clinic. Or build it off to, like, the side. I don't know. It just seems... Like, I like how small it is, but this is why I was thinking, like, okay, if this is the main building, it would be nice to squeeze something behind it. I don't know. It would just give you more options. Because even in SimCity 2013, there were those little blue dots that would let you put it, like, here, or here, or here, or here. That means you'll have to plan for space and growth. Well, that's true, but, like, you know, we've all done it many times before where, like, you delete a road in City Skyline, or you delete houses or move a hospital or a police station to make room for, like, an extendo road. Like, you start with these small streets and then you upgrade that to a boulevard where, like, if you make the road bigger, it literally gets bigger. So then you have to move, like, the police department away, upgrade the road, then move the police department back or something like that. But, yeah, I mean, that's okay, but I want more. I want more than that.
Think that it'll add more patient places.
Wait a minute, that seemed to be more free placed. Hold on. That looked like it was free placed. What the hell?
Things. You can answer the different needs of the city by placing a
Because when he clicks on that, that doesn't appear on the screen until look, it's already pre-snapping into the parking lot.
new wing to your medical.
But then when he clicks on the other thing, okay, I guess maybe that makes sense because the ambulances probably visibly have to go to the road. Like an ambulance probably spawns here and then goes out to the road. So there's actual pathing through the parking lot.
Clinic that it'll add more
But this other thing is the extension wing, so it looks like you can place that wherever you want.
patient places there,
So long as it's attached to the building.
or a new
Ooh, okay, maybe. I also wouldn't mind detaching it a little bit and just having them walk like one more tile or something, depending on the building. Aren't some extensions while others are sub-buildings? You're right, actually. You're exactly right. He did specify between the two. You're right. Sub-buildings and... I guess I didn't know what he meant by sub-buildings. So there are extensions that are directly connected to the main building, and then there are sub-buildings. So, but does it really say? Well, they say it can be upgraded, but maybe it should say can be expanded with an ambulance depot and supported by a sub-extension wing or something like that. Okay, yeah. So there's a difference between the two, and it looks like these could be placed wherever, but they still have to touch the lot. So upgrades / extensions are connected to the main building, and sub-buildings are connected to the lot. Okay.
new ambulance garage, and so on. We have updated the district tool for City Skylines 2.
I think that's really good. That's really good. This actually kind of reminds me of if you've ever gone into Photoshop before to like clip something out and you have to... This is like the lasso tool in Photoshop where you're trying to clip out your city. This is nice. This is actually nice. And I hope there's a way where you can just click in the middle of a road at an intersection. I hope it looks like there is snapping. But I don't know if that means snapping to like when you end it or how. But this is nice. This is a good tool. Good upgrade here.
In City Skylines 1, the districts were painted using a paintbrush. In City Skylines 2, we have a much more accurate polygonal tool that you can use to shape and create districts.
Good upgrade. I also like how you can grab the line anywhere and make a new like node and then pull it from there. That's good.
The brush tool was a bit inaccurate. We heard from players that some people had some gray hairs trying to create the perfect district shapes.
I got plenty of
this
those,
time
brother.
We're going to give them the tools to create exactly what type of districts they want. One of my favorite district policies is the gated community policy, where you can dictate.
Okay, so we have, here are the district policies then, what appears to be maybe applying to residential? It does say residents on the left, but maybe it's everything. Combustion engine ban, energy consumption awareness, gated community, heavy traffic ban, recycling, roadside parking fees, and speed bumps. Be good for some of your touristy districts to ban heavy traffic and then do like roadside parking. You make a little bit of money and make more room for residents or tourists. Households. It shows you how many people can possibly live there too. And all the local services, how they're connected via other crematoriums and schools. Neat.
That who actually is allowed to move through a district, and if you want.
Yeah, it looks like they list all the policies up in the left corner too.
To keep the district like calm from the heavy traffic, then you can use that policy to control the area.
There's an angle to that tool? Literally, yeah.
Keeping the riffraff away. That's basically what it is. In City Skylines 1, the land value was more directly affected by the city services and especially the parks.
Okay, now this is one of the most interesting things that he said. So just like it was in SimCity and just like it was in City Skylines, parks were pretty much the way to determine land value by just being nice. But now, land value is more like interest. And what he also mentions later on is that it's based on how big the businesses are. So if you're building a new district, it probably just needs the basic services of water, power, and then like let's say you're building a commercial district, so they probably just need like police. But then later on, they're probably going to want internet connection, then trash, and some other things like that too. So as your city grows, so will your district needs. Look at how nicely this is put together, by the way. This looks to be the train depot for cargo down here. The train line comes in and splits off that way and then also bypasses. That's nice.
In City Skylines 2, the land value is affected by the citizens and companies' willingness to move to an area and pay rent there. You can indirectly control the land value by placing services that those specific agents need at that moment, and that...
At the moment, he says, yeah. So if you have a little smaller neighborhood that's just fledgling and starting out, they're not going to need huge amounts of businesses or support for those businesses.
Will in turn make them more willing to live in an area and pay higher rent, and that will then affect the land value itself.
So it looks like it's kind of like a seed, right? Like you just kind of put it in the dirt and add some water. It's kind of easy at the start, then later you fertilize and whatnot. And by that, it's basically like set up the basics, road connection, water, power, and then maybe like a police department or a fire department, maybe a couple parks, then you leave it alone, and then as it grows and fills in, then you start adding the extendo wings onto the schools, and then like some more parks, and then maybe set some other city service policies that way. You know, one thing I'm disappointed with in this video, though, is I did not see them expanding upon the parks. I really want parks to be able... I feel like you should be able to click on a park and then add an extension or a sub-building onto a park. That would be a little bit like the Park Life DLC, but also would let you kind of like build custom parks where not every park has to be connected to a road. Like if you're if you have like a nice big city central park, and then you add like a tennis court onto that, the tennis court itself shouldn't have to be connected to the road because people can just walk through the already connected. You know what I mean? Like the connection should just go through the parks. Oh, this is amazing. Look at this.
The road maintenance has a bigger role in City Skylines 2. This time the road condition doesn't only affect the speed of...
That vehicle drives so slow, but they're scanning for, yeah. I wish that there were it doesn't look like there's a visual like hazard light on this vehicle. It'd be nice if it showed like the arrows pointing left or right, telling traffic to move around it because they're trying to do work.
Of the traffic, but it also affects the likelihood of traffic accidents happening. So it's important to have a
vehicle fire. So not only can vehicles have accidents, we kind of already knew that, but they can now burst into flame. But will it put out cones? That's what I thought they were doing a minute ago. Like, go back and look here.
A bigger...
He's going so slow. It would be really cool if this van would then set out cones, and then later on construction vehicles would come out and do like visible, like paving or something, or painting of the lines. And then you'd have a lane blocked for a while, and then you'd see like the traffic backing up just a little bit naturally from the road being blocked, kind of.
Role in City Skylines 2. This time the road condition doesn't only affect the speed of the traffic, but it also affects...
Road condition affects speed though, so this is certainly nothing you want to skimp on, because you build a big O highway and then don't fund it, people can't go fast on it. It's kind of a waste of money.
The likelihood of traffic accidents happening. So it's important to have a...
So obviously traffic accidents confirmed, but also vehicle accidents can burst into flame. This is like this actually becomes a little bit like Emergency 20 or any of the emergency games, where I would imagine the longer your fire department takes to respond to this vehicle fire, you're going to have deaths. Other vehicles could burst into flame. If it backs up traffic, perhaps it could spread from vehicle to vehicle. Or dumb people will just compound the accident, and like someone will plow into that accident, adding a bigger accident. And then, think about this. That traffic accident, if the fire is hot enough, could light those nearby trees on fire. And so from one crappily funded road, you could get one pretty bad traffic accident that could burn down half the city and or like begin a forest fire. And that's like literally next to a park. You can see the pathways going through here, which, ooh, it looks like... because that pathway is connected there, it makes like a crosswalk, which is really nice. I like that. But we could see huge disasters just starting from very minor traffic accidents, and that's really interesting. Makes your funding of those emergency services a lot more interesting.
Adequate road maintenance fleet.
And you can actually see, wow, city car, private vehicle involved in an accident, and then where they live and more information about them.
So that they can keep the roads in condition.
What is that vehicle?
The road maintenance vehicles have...
Oh, that's the, that looked to be the snowplow.
2 different models. One for the summer, and then...
Boom, there's our first look at winter. Don't see snow accumulating, and I don't see snow realistically piled onto the roads, unfortunately. I really would like to see a little bit of snow on the roads and a little bit, you know, a little bit more here. Roads and streets can certainly look like this when they've been properly maintained in the winter and, you know, properly salted and sanded, but I hope we actually do get to see snow piling up onto the roads, though, as the snow plows are coming out, because there should be a little disruption. Like, no matter how well a city is prepared for winters like this, there should always still be, like, a little bit of a delay for the snow plows having to just get out and do their job. Like, the vehicles can only go so fast. There's only so many vehicles, you know, like, when they get deployed to go do work and drive big O trucks, like, it takes a while. It's not an immediate service. It takes a while. But I do really like how that thing does have the salting unit on the back.
And it switches to a snowplow during the winter.
I like that. That's really cool.
Citizen health.
I hope to see a little bit more on the snow in the seasons. Hopefully that's just how like a well-maintained road looks like. But yeah, otherwise unplayable. Absolutely. This is a hospital? This building reminds me of one of the high-tech buildings from City Skylines 1.
Care is an important part of your city to keep it functioning. The citizen happiness is dependent on their health as well as their well-being. So it's important to build enough healthcare in your city and provide them in the places that the citizens need it.
You think that's a medical university? Good point. One thing that I see down at the bottom is the first building seems to be the clinic, second one's the hospital. The third one seems to be the building that I've referred to as like the expo center. It looks like a tall building, and then there's like a round, like 180-degree circular building added onto that, maybe.
Enough healthcare in your city and provide them in the places that the citizens need it. The citizen death care, on the other hand, is something else. As with many other things in
Cemetery, and I'm assuming that's crematorium.
City Skylines 2, also the citizen death and death care have been improved.
Oh, what was that? What was that?
City Skylines 2, also the citizen death and death care have
refrigerator expansion. Extended cold storage allows storing more deceased citizens before cremation. Oh, so it's a way to kind of bypass the processing time by... Okay. At 4:32, it says Medical University in the top left. Oh, let's see.
part of your citizen healthcare is an important part of your city to keep it functioning. The citizen happiness is dependent on their health as well as their well-being, so it's important to build enough healthcare in your city and provide them in the places that the citizens need it.
That does seem to be a university or a medical
care,
building.
on the other hand, is something else.
Hey, what's up, Nerdapalooza?
As with many other things in City Skylines 2, also the citizen death and death care have been improved on. We no longer have the classic death waves that we had in City Skylines 1, unless there's...
God, you still have idiotic AI blocking traffic.
Have the classic death waves that we...
So they confirmed no more death waves. They've worked actively to reduce that, or to eliminate it entirely.
Improved on. We no longer have the classic death waves that we had in...
Look at how this hearse comes from the left lane, cuts into the right lane, and then blocks the other hearse.
City Skylines 1.
Can't pull up parallel to the sidewalk at all. Boy, don't these sidewalks just look bland as hell? I mean, there's not even like lines or anything here. There's nothing. This is like SimCity 2013.
Unless there's an actual house collapsing, the hearses don't clog your streets. But if there is a disaster, then you can absolutely expect that there's going to be a lot of buzzing in the streets.
Probably still the prototype version. True. Yeah, that's true. Everything we see here could be like 6 months ago, a year ago. I mean, we don't really know what's going on here. I do like the whole building ruin site, though. Be interesting, too, if this had a chance to not only then collapse, but then burst into flame from like a broken gas main or electric lines or combo of the both. It'd be interesting if this disaster of a building collapsing led to more disasters.
The garbage management has also been improved in City Skylines 2.
I like how we can see vehicles working in open areas, like the loader here working in the scrapyard or the landfill to go pick up scrap. We've also seen tractors and I think harvesters in the farm field, so I hope we get more like vehicles working in areas that you could visibly see. Same with like if you set up an area for mining, it would be, I can't tell you how cool that would be just to see like a wheel loader come in, pick up some sort of an ore or something, and then load it into containers or into trucks and stuff, then brought somewhere else. That'd be amazing.
We have now introduced a recycling option for the garbage, which then produces some materials that can be used in the industrial buildings in your... Which then produces some materials...
Oh.
Introduced a recycling option for the garbage, which then produces some...
Recycling center collects and sorts garbage to produce reusable materials, which are then sold further. Produces some income for the city. So it just generates profit, but it doesn't provide back to the businesses, maybe? It can be upgraded with a garbage truck depot, hazardous waste collection point, and an extended storage. Oh. That's interesting. So the recycling center is responsible for hazardous waste collection? I.e. spent nuclear fuel, maybe? Interesting.
Materials
Oh, you can use these keys to skip frame by frame?
that can be used in the
That's not working for me.
industrial buildings in your city. We've also added a new feature to the landfill where you can actually...
Is there mission campaign mode? The previous game had scenarios, so maybe there might be somewhere. Okay, so yeah, this...
create the area for your landfill, your
Wait a minute, what did that error sign say?
landfill, where you can actually create the area
Distance too long. Yeah. So again, the illusion of custom-built landfills, but like there's a maximum limit to this. However, there might be a way to expand the distance that you can build a landfill by more supporting buildings or something. So there's a mechanic to this at least. And of course, I guess that there's some realism to where a landfill can only be so big until you need to have more something to support it.
for your landfill yourself. And if your city is a small one, you need a smaller space, but if your city grows, you can then expand.
Oh, there's the medical university. Academic schooling for medical professionals or professions provides the 4th level of education and increases the efficiency of healthcare service buildings. 4th level of education. So what do we got? Elementary, high school, college or university. Oh, maybe college? And then university? Or maybe they have to be university educated and then they can specialize into medical or law or accounting? Can be upgraded with an extension wing, research facilities, and a practice clinic. Ooh. Negative 25% recovery failures citywide. Oh, there's a chance for hospitals not to be able to cure people. So it's not just like go to hospital if capacity, then heal. Plus 10% hospital efficiency citywide and plus 5 health within 1 kilometer. Oh, of that building itself. Upkeep 340,000 a month, efficiency 131, employees 62. Patients, whoa, 100 people could be treated there? So not only is it a university, but also it's also a hospital within itself. I like how the building looks. I like that. Also this this parking lot just looks dystopian as hell. But I like that. I'm imagining this is just a ploppable park. Kind of bland, but you know.
As with many
You like the dual function buildings? Yeah, me too. So not only is that an educational building, but it's also like a hospital. So boom, you put that in the middle of the downtown area. That's good news.
other systems, we have also improved education. The game features
I guess that's your 4 levels. Poorly educated, educated, well educated, and highly educated. And then there's uneducated, which I guess you could argue is not an educational level. Okay.
There's elementary school, high school, college, university, medical university, and technical university.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So elementary provides poor education, high school is educated, college as well, and highly is the universities. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back a second.
School, college.
Okay, college. First step towards higher education for teens and adults alike. Provides the 3rd tier of education can be upgraded with an extension wing and a library. All right, so they got to go to college before they can go to university.
University.
Massive complex that offers education for academically oriented citizens. Provides a 4th level of education can be upgraded with extension wing, library, and a park. Okay, so that's kind of that older looking building. Or no, the college was. So, but then there's 2 specializations after that. So there's the university, and then there's the medical university, and then the technical university, so they could choose one of 3 after college.
Medical university.
Requirements. Milestone 2, small village. And also need to have they call those progression nodes. Okay. So where you can spend your research points, like for example, in the lower left corner where it says 12-7 large city, down there in the lower left, you have to go to that progression menu to then unlock technical university. Whoa, 1.6 million for that one. Woo! That's big money, boys. Academic learning. This city, by the way, only has like $1 million, but or 1.5. Academic learning for technically oriented provides 4th level of education. Increased efficiency of offices and industrial companies can be upgraded with an extension wing and workshop upgrade. So plus 10% efficiency citywide, plus 10% office efficiency citywide. Wow. And it can have 1,500 students. Damn. Feels like you're almost going to want to like pick and choose, because that's a lot of students, and that's a pretty expensive monthly cost too. $160,000 a month. Damn.
Yeah.
I think you'd want to go for like the university first to then be able to buy the technical university, so both can expand profits. What does the regular university do? Is it any sort of benefit at all?
Elementary school, high school, college, university.
No. That'd be nice if it provide. Well, I mean, it's implied, I guess, that obviously a well-educated employee is probably going to produce more money than educated. But all right.
Medical university and technical university.
What was that last one?
College, university, medical university, and technical university.
Yeah, that's the same one we see on screen.
Okay.
We've also added a new level of education, and these education levels match the different demands for workplaces in your city. Fire and rescue has been also improved.
You say technical university may be tier 1 research institution. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too, because like they do mention the whole progression nodes and unlocks. So there's got to be a way to unlock more technology in the game without just growing the population. Like maybe there's I feel like there should just be a way to keep your city small, but then to unlock the things you want without getting too crazy in like the city size. Like at a certain point, it is annoying to want to like have to switch from like coal power. Let's say you want to go from coal to nuclear, but you got to upgrade you got to make your city bigger. And that's kind of annoying. Like I like the idea. This whole game seems to be about making things better with what you've already got. Like, for example, your clinic that already exists, rather than building another one and another one, you just build 2 extensions onto the pre-existing. And it'd be kind of cool to do that with your pre-existing city, where it's like, well, we've got all these people in the city, most of which are not educated. I'm going to build a university. Okay, now I built that university and tons of people are in school, but now I want to be able to get something out of them being educated. Like, it'd be cool to do research projects to then build an airport, to then build that airport after unlocking it, to then attract more high-tech businesses and then move on to the technical university without having to really expand the city size for kind of no reason other than just like having to hit a milestone. You know, because like you should be able to research that stuff. It feels like your people have actual like mental muscle to be able to design things rather than it just being like given to you by some sort of a secret agency or like a federal government that doesn't seem, we never hear it, see it, or whatever, but they slip you the plans for the international airport once you got like 48,000 population. I feel like that's cool at the beginning, but eventually I just want to research my own stuff. That just seems really cool to like research tech, you know?
The fire department handles building fires.
That is a gorgeous neighborhood. Damn, nighttime in this game looks freaking amazing. That is really cool. This looks like this looks like a city street from Big Ambitions for hood babies. And then these look like just kind of regular homes. The lighting here is great. Lots of great lighting. Huge solar farm. Look at that. This city had solar and nuclear. And apparently a big radio tower right in the middle.
As well as the potential vehicle fire. They will also search and rescue people from collapsed buildings.
That's cool. Not only, again, what I said earlier, firefighters don't just put out fires, they also rescue people from those fires and or the buildings when it collapses. So there's search and rescue as well as like emergency response.
They will also search and rescue people from collapsed buildings. The game
Yeah, Andy, you're right. Older cities, SimCity games, you would start in the 1900s and only like coal would be unlocked. That would be cool, where it's like you could get technology over, like if you start this game in the year 2000, within 30 years you probably got a pretty good city figured out, but by like 2030 you think that there would be new things available for the city and also for you know, like new power plants or something, or more. Man, I feel like there could just be a DLC that just adds efficiency buildings onto a lot of stuff.
The game also features postal services and internet services. The citizens want to send mail to their loved ones or maybe an angry letter to the editor, and this improves their well-being. The city also can have internet service which will also
Hold on.
their well-being. The city
That looks cool as hell. So this is what it's going to really look and feel like when we're playing this game. Typically, like this is the view that you get into for City Builder. I love the farms. These really are cool. The fact that they can fit in like the middle. That looks awkward though. You know, like in the middle of a what looks to be a medium density town. Could this be a tree farm here maybe? Looks like that leads to a building there. And what the hell's that? Oh, that must be mining? Yeah, that looks like a giant ore mining piece of equipment there. Looks to be there seems to be a monument over here on the right side. That may be like a statue or something. Big O train depot. Stadium. Big O highway through. It's pretty realistic, actually. Oh, really? I mean, it looks good. This certainly looks like City Skylines 1. So it is City Skylines game confirmed. Hmm.
city also can have internet service.
Okay, I want to go back and check and see what these are.
Improves their well-being. The city also can have internet service which will also improve.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
The city also can have
Telecom facilities. There's the server farm. That's my favorite building. Rows and banks of raw computing power provide immense resources to handle network traffic. Can be upgraded with fiber optic cables and advanced computers. 300,000. Upkeep 45,000 a month. Network capacity 20,000 gigabytes per second. You only got to be a tiny town in order. Yes, of course. Many tiny cities across the globe, you know, just have gargantuan like Amazon fulfillment site size buildings that, you know, hey, you know, everybody wants to watch Netflix, so hey, you gotta make sacrifices. Also, what, the range is only 2.5 kilometers? So that building has a default range for its telecommunications, which can probably be expanded a little bit.
internet,
Oh, they showed briefly the radio tower.
and this improves
Let me slow this down a little bit.
their well-being.
Sorry, Henry.
The city also
Ooh, long night for him. Post offices, mail delivery, mobile network, and wireless broadband all fall under the communication services.
can have internet.
Telecom tower, the Center for Media Broadcast Telecommunication and Long-Range Cellular Networks. Oh, so it deals with everything. So not just internet, but also like phone, media broadcast. So that's like radio and television, phones, and yeah, I guess smartphones, and maybe the internet too. Like hardware stuff, maybe. It also attracts tourists, which is kind of cool.
Sure.
I don't know if that means to the building itself, but
Which will all and have insurance.
radio mast transmits mobile data and radio traffic and TV signals. Oh, so that's different. Okay. So radio mast is TV and radio. But it says mobile data. I think it's just a smaller version of the telecommunication tower. Transmits mobile data, radio traffic, TV signals, and in case of emergencies, the masts are used to broadcast an alarm which allows citizens to react to the event more rapidly. Oh, so it's also a building for disasters. Interesting. Can be upgraded with wireless network antenna and increased bandwidth. So I feel like they're two very similar buildings that are also very different. I could see them being completely different, where one is used for TV and radio and for emergency broadcast, which would be on TV or radio. But it also says mobile data. But I guess you could consider radio traffic to be mobile data. Well, that's interesting. That could be radio traffic coming and going too. So that could be, you know, your police and ambulance and pilots and stuff like that. Oh, that was the server farm.
Service which
Okay. Sorry. Okay, that's just interesting to me. That's very fascinating. One of my new favorite things is telecommunication in this game.
will also improve the quality of life for the citizens, and it will also affect positively the profit margins of the companies.
So you can only build... No, you can build multiple. He's just out of money.
Watching the households, you can see the effect of the mail service availability and the internet service.
I like the use of a whole building here. That's got to be the radio mast, because I feel like some of the towers are just towers for using as repeaters to amplify the signal, as where this could be like the original source, like an actual radio building that could then house equipment for something like killer frequency.
Ponzi's Pizza always delivers!
Service availability. If your city doesn't have the different emergency services yet, the outside connections will provide your city with the various services.
Ooh, wait a minute. I completely missed this. Look at this. Oh, I kind of was like, I've been so overwhelmed with stuff. Look at this. Top imports, convenience food, so Wendy's. Textiles, rock. Wow, you can actually build your city on rock. Is there roll? No, it looks like we can only build this city on rock. No roll. Okay. Food, beverages, electronics, petrochemicals. Ah, so maybe there is a way to actually store fuel in your city, or oil for processing later. Software, pharmaceuticals, and vegetables. Eat your vegetables, kids. Top exports are financial, so services, maybe. It says businesses export products and resources that are not in high enough demand in the city. The cost of transportation is deducted from the company profits. Aha! That's interesting as well. So the better that you make your connections, those companies will make more money, and it'll attract more businesses that way, and you'll probably get more tax dollars, because the more sales that the businesses in your city make, you get a cut of that. So if you make a really expensive rail line that was hard to build and tedious or whatnot, well, then it's going to make it a lot easier to export, like, for example, the concrete on that list there. But it's interesting. Those got to be services, though, like financial services. That's not really something you can package up and, like, you know, distribute. That's more like loans and things like that. Then telecom, that makes sense, because if you have a server farm, people will be connecting to your city, basically, to get that connection. Then there's coal. And then there's also media. So you could just literally make money off of, like, not, like, imaginary things. The media, telecom, and financial. All the fake stuff. So you could just add a service fee and a stocking fee and a filing fee and, you know, really provide nothing to the world and just, like, you know, skim off the top. Nice. Let's see. Coal, concrete, steel, machinery, livestock, and minerals. There we go, brother. Interesting. But, media implies, like, advertisements. Telecom could be the same. Financial, you know, could be just, like, interest that your city receives from banks being there for loans or something. Road connections, train connections, ship, airplane, electricity, water pipe, roads, public transport stations, train tracks, and seaways. So there's your exportation methods. Interesting. So this is kind of cool. So this means you could make a city that's heavily industrialized to where you're exporting coal and concrete and steel and really make a lot of money from that. That's interesting. And then, of course, I would imagine if you start to provide more food to your city, you make more money directly that way. Because if you have farms, then they're not going to be importing as much convenience food or textiles or vegetables and pharmaceuticals. Those could all be grown or raised in a way. Interesting.
They send out police cars, ambulances, and so on. The only downside is that it'll cost you slightly more compared to if you had the service in your own city.
Bro, go. Roundabouts are still going to cause traffic. Hey, look at this, though. Look at how nicely those tram tracks go through that roundabout intersection. That is gorgeous. Look at that. That's nice.
The administration category.
Boo, edge of the map. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. I think that looks ugly. But it's okay. Ooh, you can unlock a grant. Oh, whoa. Wait, what? You got to unlock roundabouts? You can't just start with those? What the hell? Basic road services, roundabouts, those have to be researched. Ain't make me no circle. Got to research that. Got to need that technical university and a population of 10 million to figure that one out. Advanced road services, highways, large roads, parking areas. Oh, an underground parking building and automated parking buildings too. Oh, damn. That's cool. All right. And then there's a grand bridge too, which is interesting. What does that mean? Is that like highway bridges that are like suspension bridges? But this is what I'm saying about rather than growing my city, more like managing my city. Like at a certain point, I might get bored of building stuff and it'll be fun to go through and adjust sliders and things like that and like maybe build a like this makes building a university better if we get points for this. Like they have 7 available development points, so they can't research the Grand Bridge, but it's like, how do you get more? Just adding more population? Like, let me do what I want. Have solar panels on individual buildings. That's a good question. I haven't really seen that. And if it is, it's maybe decorative, so that could be a DLC in the waiting. Like with the eco cities, or what was it, green living or whatever?
Category is an
So administration gives you police, welfare, city hall, central bank, police headquarters, prison, and then the Central Intelligence Bureau. Ah, this was the other day when we streamed and everyone was like, dude, that's a maximum security prison. That's the CIA right there. Interesting. Solar panels in the background right now. I don't see any. Oh, maybe on houses. I don't know if that provides any benefit to your city, if that's like a city policy, but maybe. Maybe you can provide like a tax break for people who do that. Then you don't have to build a big old power plant or something. Maybe.
entirely new service category in City Skylines.
No Thunderdome, I know. City Hall is a center for different branches of local government. More efficient bureaucracy lowers loan interest rates as well as the price of imported goods. I like that there's an actual gameplay benefit for building that rather than just like increases well-being and boom. That's it. Okay.
Skylines 2. It features City Hall, Central Bank, and Welfare Office. Welfare
Was that the central bank?
Office 2. It features City
No, that's City Hall.
Hall, Central Bank
Ah, he's going too fast.
service category in City Skylines 2. It features City Hall.
Can be upgraded with city planning offices and a city court. So there's no courthouse anymore. There's just an extension to City Hall that has its own courthouse. Or that could be more like with public access television where people can go gather somewhere and discuss the town's issues. You get a 1% less loan interest rate. That could be big. Going from like 2.5% to like 1.5% could be huge. And 2% import cost reduction. Nice.
Central Bank, and Welfare Office. Welfare offices help citizens with low well-being. City Hall and Central Bank provide the city with various citywide bonuses.
Oh, they're actually putting a police helicopter landing pad onto the police station. Whoa. There's already an unlock all option when you start a map. Oh, is there? Oh, it probably disables achievements though, which I find to be annoying. When I start this game, I think I'm going to play it like I want to play it realistically, but I'm also going to play it like a game where if it gives me goals to do certain things, I'm going to try to do those things the best I can.
Provide the city with various citywide bonuses.
Arrested criminals, 0 out of 150. So your jail can hold up to 150 people. Nice.
I can be more happy. Yeah, I can definitely be because I'm like way too serious. Next week we're going to have electricity and water.
I can't wait for that. Amen, brother. All right, good stuff. Plop, 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 plop. Oh, so everybody's saying W. That's good. Fantastic. People are happy. I think this game overall is just going to be a W. I think people are much more excited about this than something like The Sims, where you're buying the horse DLC today for the 3rd time, rather than it just being included with pets. All right, let's jump into some City Skylines. Yeah, hype indeed. I am certainly hyped for City Skylines 2. And so, yeah, let's keep it going with City Skylines 1 while we keep the conversation going. So I'll put up a video on that tomorrow, and we'll talk a little bit more about City Skylines as a whole tomorrow. Everything about City Skylines 2 that I'm excited for and whatnot. So, yeah, a lot to take away there. I love the... It is amazing how they drop like a 3 to 5 minute video and then another like extendo look on it. And then there's blog posts and stuff, and it's still not enough. So that's really cool. And we already know a lot about this game based on the first game. So it's not like a lot of this stuff is completely brand new. But it's like, you know, it's good to know that, oh, good, I love that in the first game. Glad they're putting it in the second game. Or, oh, they're expanding on the thing that I like from the first game. Glad that they're changing it. Something like that. So... You just finished playing, fixed a lot of issues you were having in your city. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm jumping in. I'm going to try to fix some of my traffic problems, which will probably be not fixing the actual traffic, but expanding upon mass transit. We'll see how that goes. Mass transit's so cool to build. Roads are neat, but certainly like when we could build a above-ground train rail or something like that. So much to do. So much to do. All right. Oh, let's put our tunes back on, y'all. Put our tunes back on. By the way, speaking of tunes, they picked the best music for those City Skylines trailers. Those are so damn good. I love those. I think they picked the best stuff for that. Good music, very good. Educate 5,000 Rapplings, yeah. Well, that'll be cool. Like, the achievement hunting is quite fun, actually, especially if it's in a game you really care about. And so, if you get bored in your city and City Sky... Like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of day one goals, like how it's going to be mostly testing the game's limits. Like, there's going to be the WOWA 0 tax % city where you charge $1 million for water, $1 million for power, and toll booths everywhere. There's going to be, you know, the destroying your city with the hydroelectric dam, like seeing what it can do, buying all the tiles, seeing how big the maps are, like really getting a feel to what this game's limits are. So that way, with those limitations, then we can start getting mods, you know? Because the modding community essentially has to start from scratch, but it also doesn't. So it'll be like, oh, this mod already exists for City Skylines. Is it needed in City Skylines 2? Or is it already like a day one feature? Or is there a way that that day one feature can be improved upon by just adding like a, you know, mixed building plus or something like that, where you can add, you know, instead of a commercial building on the bottom and then residential on top, maybe there's a way where you can put a commercial building on the bottom and then offices on top, you know, that kind of thing. To where it's like, if you have a low residential demand but a high office and commercial demand, maybe there's a way where you can put like commercial buildings or shops and stores inside of what would normally be an office building. Those exist in real life. Minneapolis, where I live, for example, has a huge interconnected system of that called the Skyway, where there's tons of offices downtown, but in the Skyway, it's like an inside, you know, there's shops and like restaurants and things that the workers can come down to this level that's kind of like on the second or third floor of most buildings, and then walk, you know, you don't have to walk outside where it's cold and fight traffic and the dangers of the slippery outdoors during the winter. You just come on down, walk across the road, and, you know, go to a nice restaurant, then go back to work, that kind of thing. That's cool. And I would love to see that as a addition to the game as well, where you can build connections between buildings and create, like I mentioned before, the verticality in this game is really cool. I think it could be way better, and City Skylines 2 certainly hasn't impressed me so far with that, where it has with the roads, like having a surface road, then a road above that, then a highway above that, then like another highway above that, and then like on-ramps and stuff in between. That's good. But I do want to see that with walking and bike paths and stuff too, because being able to get somebody off the road or keep them off the road because they easily can walk from their house to a bus station and then to the bus depot to leave town is cool. Like I really think that's cool. That's really neat. 128 gigabytes of RAM, yeah. Well, keep in mind that, you know, I make videos, so that RAM is important for getting them out quick for when I need. It's important. Now loading. Now loading. Alright, let's get back into it, y'all. Alright, let's let the city load a little bit more before we get started, though. Cool. You can see 128 for rendering easy. You have issues with just 64 in your paintings, yeah. Yeah, it's not all for gaming. Sometimes I get into a hardcore game of solitaire, and I need every frame. You know how it is. Some of you out there. Hey, welcome back to Rocket Town, y'all. Alright, so as a reminder, you know what we should do? We should plop down that Big O countdown timer over here. Because eventually we're going to build our space center over here, but I've been enjoying trying to fill up every little... We're at least going to fill up, like, this area of the map. Like the main island and maybe the small surrounding islands. I don't know about down here, or like up here. I don't know about that. Maybe I'll build like a cool little resort on an island or something, but that might be as far as I go with that. You know what I hope they have in the future game too is the ability to lay wires underground or underwater without roads. Because it would be nice to be able to build a underwater cable And then like a small, I don't know, you put like a ferry here and then like a hotel. Just for fun, you know, just... We have solutions for these problems in real life. Let players get around the problems. With infrastructure that exists. Alright, where are we? What are we doing? Mass transit. Let's do some of that. Let's start with our metro. Let's see, tram, metro. Alright, we're gonna build some metro stations, y'all. So we're gonna build one down here, one down here, and actually, did we? Oh, yeah, we built one onto the train station here. Okay. Hey, what's up, Matthew? Welcome, dude. Oh, you got the day off for your birthday? Is today your birthday? Is today your day off? Happy birthday if it is. Okay, let's build another parallel. Oh, yeah, we can build it where this train station is here. That means we're going to have to make this train station permanent. I just don't like the rails around it. Maybe I could build it onto this park a little bit? Somehow? I should be able to put this under the rail, too. If I build it high enough. Actually, let's start over here, because I do want to connect this station to something else. There's a connection at the university, there's a connection at the main train station, there's a connection in the busy town there. I don't know if I want to build up here at all, maybe. Cars can also swim. They can try. Ew. Washabaleta, thank you very much for the Raptor Egg membership. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much for your support. Maybe we could build something down here. By the water. It would be kind of nice. But the more we put it towards the middle here, I think the better it'll be. Oh, that's a shopping center? Oh, boom. It's got to go here somewhere. We could connect it on this side somewhere. T Raptor T. I have T.
Welcome.
Ah, we can put it right here. Be like a block from the shopping center. So maybe we could put it here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah. Nice. Washable tea. Tee-hee. Welcome. Oh, I like the ferry boats going up and down the river. Nice. I think that was the right choice. I think we picked the right boat for that. It's speedy. Oh, thank you very much, Vlad. Okay, we gotta build one over here. And I don't want to do it directly on the corner. But I will put it close. And maybe I'll put it here. It's next to a nice park anyway. Yo, Matthew with the 38 months as a bear cub. Over 3 years. Congratulations on all your success. Well, thanks for contributing to it. It's nice to have people here watching all the time. No matter the game, people are showing up all the time, and I think they're here more now for the community than, and for me, than just like the game. For the longest time, it was just like, hey, I'm not watching if you're not playing this game. At this point, it's just like, everybody just wants to see what we're what we're playing today. That's nice. That's the kind of environment I'd rather stream for anyway. Just enjoying whatever's going on. Okay, let's add some more trees. Maybe basics. Oh yeah, now that building wants to move in. Oh, we could put a nice pathway down here. Oh, that actually would fit in nicely. New member, welcome. Ooh. Something like that. Yeah, that's much nicer. Okay, so, and then we've got the third metro line there. So we got 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. Oh wow, we could actually create a loop. No way. Man, it's really far out there, but... Alright, well, let's connect them for now, and then we can, Oh, we can add stations later on. So we're going to definitely change our metro line quite a bit, I think. Right now we have, like, just a service that goes from the town to the university to the station. Now that's going to change. Yeah, we're going to redesign all this. I love how you can see all the people walking through the tunnel. Damn, that tunnel. Look, man, look at all the people who were able to get from the university to the town. That's great. Okay. Back at it then. You came because I play a lot of games I want to play but never will have the time for. Stay for the Wendy's Ghost Pepper Ranch chicken sandwich. Wow. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, Vlad, exclamation point Instagram. Secret exclusive content there. You'll like it. So maybe I'll just start running 2 parallel tracks, because we're about to have more heavy traffic this way. I'm going to start over here. It's going to be a little easier. That one way? That should be 2-way tracks. Oh, the one way is the road up, or the railroad. Okay, we're good. We Gucci fam. You know what I'm really excited for though, is when this game when City Skylines 2 comes out. I hope to see Dirty and Lumberjack and Red and Uthris and everybody play that. that game and then like see how different everybody enjoys it differently. Wow, we have a metro train going under the cemetery. Interesting. Never realized that before. Yeah, it's probably fine. It probably exists somewhere in real life, right? Somewhere. Alright, so today is Metro Day. Well, Mass Transit Day. We're going to try to get as many people onto these metros as we can. Much better option than driving. Ooh. Parallel lines. Sexy. Maybe we'll put that one down to 1 for the river. Oh, right. This one has to connect to the train station, which only has one, like, metro platform. Amen, brother. I wonder how I'm going to split this. Wait, oh. For a minute I didn't know why it was going to try to destroy that building, but it was trying to go above ground on me. Man, this might be too short to... yeah. That's pretty good connection, though. No, damn it. Oh. Try that one more again. There we go. Little more smooth. That looks all right. Okay, so now we got to connect up there. I'm going to do it this way. Really liking the parallel station like that. I think that comes with the Plazas and Promenades DLC, I think. Yeah. It is so cool because the like train stations and metro stations like that really serve as a crux to your city. Like it can really be a nice center point for like a town square. And I like that. Not bad, not bad. And what I'll probably end up doing is, as we expand the town here, I'll probably build a metro station here, but we'll just kind of connect them eventually. Train stations used to be in the center of town. I did my darndest to try to build this train station inside the city, right here. And I think I did a pretty damn good job of putting it as far into the city as I could without being too disruptive. I'm proud of myself. I think I did a good job. Thank you, me. You're welcome, myself. Alright, well, let's swing left around this tower and go back down to one rail. Or one tunnel, I guess. And we could almost just swing it like that, I suppose. That's nice. Alright, so now we should definitely redo these lines. We're getting, what, 39 people via the metro? We should get way more. We were getting way more before that. Metro is at... Oh, 442 per week. Nice. I think we'll just do one clockwise, one counterclockwise, really. Can I just delete? Alright. Hey, what's up, Baited? Okay, let's start, we'll start at the main train station. Why is it yellow? That's weird. Should it be green? I guess that's just a line differentiation. Oh, I didn't connect that. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, we'll do something like that because I think eventually I'll redesign this and put something here. Alright, back to the lab. What? Oh. I put one-way track there. Alright, we'll do one going that way, and then we'll just do the opposite. You've been trying your hand at this game? Much harder than it looks? Yeah, it's, you know, it's one of those games where you just get better the more you play it. And, I'm gonna be honest, it's not just this game either that's made me a better city builder, but other games too that make you think outside of the game's limitations. In other words, you know, even games like Farthest Frontier have given me ideas and skills in City Skylines, even though they're two completely different games. But they're both city builders, so are they really that different? Makes you think. Alright, we'll start with the 2 lines and see what happens. Alright, cool. So now we got more people taking the metro lines. So let's check the traffic nightmare. Ooh, it's not as bad as it was. At least down here, things are looking much better. I mean, I think there's going to be some hot areas that I'm just going to be like, about, but this we can definitely fix. And this we can definitely fix. These two for sure. So this area definitely needs some more love. Interesting. Did I misplace the one on the pink color? Let me check. Let's check. I think I'm going to be making changes to this, the pink and the yellow line anyway. But so long as they're connected to each day, they look okay. Did I miss one? I think we did it. They look okay. What mod is A, B, C, D, E? I honestly don't know. I downloaded a collection from somebody, and it was basically like a pack of a bunch of other mods, so I'm not sure what that one is specifically. Dude, the city really looks nice. Yeah, we still got a lot to work on, but I think we're going to work on the general... I think if we work on like general transportation through the city, we'll get rid of all the hot spots in the city, and then we'll start working on the stuff into the city and out of the city again. Did we even really need a roundabout here? Well, I guess we kind of do because it's the start of a highway, right? Hey, what's up, Josh? Thanks for the 3 months as a bear cub. Thank you very much for the support. Oh, yeah. The theory of fixing the traffic. Lol. You mean making City Skylines 2 just so they can use... You know what, chap? Unpopular opinion, there's no difference between City Skylines 1 and 2 except for that in 2 they just use another lane. Did I make a list of my mods? I have a... If you go to my... if you go to my Steam page, you can go to my profile and look at my collections, and then for City Skylines you'll see the collection that I follow. And you can find my Steam page by looking at our Steam group in the description. So description, Steam group, me, collections. Still gotta rebuild that fence, I guess. Let's do that while we're here. A little
New
quick
member, welcome.
quick cozy project. I think this is the forestry fence. Nice. Whoa. Orange field on fire. Woo. YouTube will use anything I say and do against me. In the court of tube, I think it's send me to YouTuber jail. We'll see about that. All right, I'm going to scoot over so you folks can see the money and whatnot a little bit more. So, metro line. $615. Wow. Why you play Middle War Assault Squad 2 for 1,700 hours? Really? No way. I must have left that game on overnight or something. No, I don't know. No way. Wow, the metro is taking 615 people per week, plus 70 tourists, so that got almost 1,000 cars off the road. That's great. That's nice. Okay, yeah, we gotta worry about that budget balancing soon, too. Honestly, I think it comes down to that university. Apparently not. It's only costing us about 8,000. Not too bad. Student capacity, we're like at a, not even a quarter. Hey, but we almost got our last reputation level. So that's paying off. Oh, we won the swimming trophy for last year. Good job, Bears. Wow. Buses. Ooh, money's positive. Hey, and lots of people want to move in again. What do we got for capacity? Ferry depot there. Boy, what else? Well, we could work on the train station a bit and actually make it a nice decorated area. And maybe change the train line around here. Boy, I don't really know. Man. I don't think residential is gonna be too noisy. Maybe not. The noise pollution mostly comes from the station itself. So if we put a little park or a plaza around that, we'll be alright. Okay, I guess we can do that. Maybe put the tracks a little further away. Okay, let's redo the train a little bit. You know, it is what it is. We're just going to move it a little bit, and, you know, it's all good, bud. Gotta get above view. There we go. Oh, boy. That train's coming out of there. Cutting her a little close. Yeah, I think we can go in reverse on this one. I hope City Skylines 2 also has options for the ground to follow the elevation and not... Like, I know there's ways to do it by default with the cut and fill stuff going on. I just hope there's more ways to do it over time. Yeah, Chad emote. That's the Chad way to do it, yeah. Absolutely. So we want the ground to follow the elevation of the road. And it's not. Okay. Unless there is a slight... They seem to be equal. Oh, wait. I'm gonna have to do it myself. It's gonna have to be about 2 meters. That's better. Does that go up? No. Nice. Now, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. This whole swing around. Like, we could do a horseshoe and then try to bring it down 2 meters at a time. Probably starting at about 9. So that might be a good way to bring things down a little bit. Yeah, that might work. Maybe we can bring it down at a halfway. Yeah, oh, that is at 9. All right, so let's go down to like maybe 6 and then see how it levels out when we get there. Hey, did anybody get the new horse DLC for The Sims today? I was totally thinking about playing it, and then when I read the comments, I was like, oh yeah. I don't know what they call it, the equestrian DLC? Horse Ranch DLC, is that it? I'm really excited for, you know, actually Paradox is publishing another game. Well, actually we got, you know, Paralives and Life by You coming out at some point. Hopefully that, both of those from different publishers and dev teams actually shakes up The Sims a little bit. Man, The Sims is just kind of like just taking the space for too long with no consequence. We got to get something to get them to innovate a little bit, you know? Instead of just like throwing like a bone into the cage. I wanted to play it, I just I don't know. The thing about The Sims is that I'd hate to play it once just for one DLC, you know? Or game pack. I don't even know what it's called. A game pack? They have so many weird names now. Expansion pack, game pack. It's like, nah. You have like a degree in simology now. That's gonna be like a university class. I'd be down for that. Just playing The Sims all day. Well, there's a lot to be learned in that game, though. Actually, I think I can remember in school when they offered classes that you could play The Sims in. I mean, SimCity. Ooh, look at how nicely close that is. Nice. It was like our industrial technology class or something. We would learn about how cities are supplied power via SimCity. That was actually pretty cool. How a city would be, like how they would use that game to teach that. I think they also did that with like Roller Coaster Tycoon too. I think Minecraft had an educational edition. I don't know. We're one step away from like Roblox and Fortnite having actual universities. Oh, where does your child go to school? Oh, they go to Fortnite U. Oh. $1 billion a day tuition. Yeah, let's scoot. Alright, that looks nice, I guess. It's better than it was, for sure. The problem is, I created this weird lasso. Or this weird, like, island. I've created a monster. Actually, I don't know how to fix that. Ah, yes, Oregon Trail was played in schools. That's true. One of the first survival games I ever played. That's true. Open world survival sim. Through the, what was the Minnesota Education Computer Consortium or something? MECC? Something like that. That was cool, man. Yeah, I forgot all about that. That was a great way to actually, like, experience the Oregon Trail. And, like, how hard that planning was and stuff. Planning for a computer simulation that way. Okay, so now I can maybe adjust this to follow the track the whole time? Oh, you got to play Lemonade Stand. Yeah, I can remember that and playing like a gas station or a convenience store simulator that taught us about like preparing for a business preparing for winter. Like offering different products in the wintertime. So like you'd sell umbrellas and charcoal and stuff in the summer, you know, rain and grilling and all that. And then you would switch and start selling like antifreeze and like, you know, different times of the year that you'd sell like windshield wiping fluid and stuff like that. Good point. I feel like I remember that Lemonade Stand game too. Maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tight there. Trying to get this to be a little prettier. I feel like that's not accurate. That's 9 meter. Yeah, that doesn't... Yeah, that's not right. There we go. You remember playing Wolfenstein 3D in school? Yeah, I can remember in the mornings we would play like StarCraft in the computer labs. We would play there was this game that was like a demo game for the Apple called like Descent. And one about like dinosaur eggs or something. Where you go out and like collect dinosaur eggs and bring them back. Bro, in middle school we were doing LAN parties on like the weekends. I remember we could stay late and like play computer games for like an extra 2 hours. So we play StarCraft. Where I was actually doing my actual learning. I'm using that skill right now. Think about it. I should have just left right after middle school. Be like, so long, losers. I'm starting a YouTube channel. What the hell is YouTube? Oh, you'll find out. Hey, it wasn't that far off, though. Like, I think my last year of middle school was like 2001. YouTube was started like 4 years later. As a dating website. YouTube started as a dating website. I told you that guy... told you that story before. The guys who started YouTube, like, they wanted to upload videos first for like you do like your intro dating thing, you know, like, hi, my name is Greg and I like long walks on the beach. Tee-hee. That kind of stuff. Oh, this is horrible. You wouldn't be the same today right now with us? Without you, maybe. No, I wouldn't be the same without you. Yeah, there was just simply wasn't enough bandwidth until like 2000 and... Maybe like 2000... I mean, it's a two-way street too with YouTube because you had to have enough bandwidth for people to be able to watch and for you to be able to like actually upload content to YouTube too. Man. I can remember how long, like, YouTube was so restrictive. Like, you couldn't do... YouTube didn't want videos that were longer than 20 minutes. So if you uploaded a gameplay footage of, like, 40 minutes, it'd have to, you were forced to, like, do multiple parts. Which was a little weird because then you'd have to like edit in ways that were confusing. People would be like, how come you made this into 2 parts? Why didn't you do it in 1 video? And then you'd have to explain. YouTube's never changed. Hey man, how come you make content in a way that's weird? It's like, well, because YouTube, like, you can. I think actually maybe it was 10 minutes. Maybe it was 15. They had these restrictions at the start to try to prevent people from just uploading whole TV shows by making it so that way they had to upload multiple times somehow. I guess that solved the problem. I guess. That actually looks okay. And I'm gonna keep that. That's fine. No, we're playing City Skylines 1, but just at the start of the stream we spent about an hour and a half today looking at the City Skylines 2 new video that dropped and then looking at the vlog page and stuff. Oh yeah, 720 used to be like Ultra HD on YouTube. You guys remember jumping onto a YouTube video and then hitting pause and then kind of like waiting another like 2 minutes just to get the video to like the halfway point and then on pause, so that way by the time the video was done loading or rendering or whatever, you'd be at about the halfway point of the video and you could watch the whole thing? You had to like strategically open 3 or 4 videos at a time, let them start loading, and then you could start watching kind of in real time. I don't know if I want trees there. What the hell was that? Is that bad? Something about that looks a little wrong. You know what, the more I try to fix that, I think it is off a little bit, but if I fix that, that's going to take another hour. I'm not going to mess with that now. Maybe another day. Not feeling it. When is City Skylines 2 coming out? That's on October 24th, 2023. So just a couple months. Not long now. Alright, well maybe we'll build some residential here. Oh, that's a little close to this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got to build somewhere between here and here. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, you just had to be a lot smarter with how you would watch videos and stuff. Like, you know, when you get home from school, you'd have to fire up the PC, and you know, by the time that thing fired up, you could have like dinner and some homework done. So you could watch, like, you know, you get home, fire up the computer, fire up the TV, do some homework. By the time dinner was done and you had dinner, you could then jump right in. Well, and even like jump back to the computer to point to then start loading The Sims or Roller Coaster Tycoon. And then when that was loading, you know, then you go off and do something again. You had to accommodate like real-time load times with other things that you could do. That's another reason why, like, when I watch YouTube videos now, I'll just let the ads play, because like I'll put a video on, and then it'll just have, you know, ads will just play automatically, and then I don't miss as much. Like, I can kind of watch it in the background while I'm focusing on making dinner, and then a video will you know, have ads that I can kind of just pay attention from time to time. So rather than it being done in 20 minutes, it's done in like 40 minutes, and I get a little bit of time to watch. Good old dial-up, yeah. Dial-up was crazy. Transport system in City Skylines 2 is compared to the basic game. That's a little different, but the people who made City Skylines also made a game called Cities in Motion, and that was kind of like the... I think that's how they based all their... how all the mass transit works in City Skylines off of, and then expanded upon that in the second game. But yeah, City Skylines 1 certainly feels like a Cities in Motion sequel with how some of the mass transit works, for sure. Wait, this is just normal mode. What? Just trying to build like a bridge at the end of the street. Okay, that's better. Actually, it's worse. But, that's better. Actually, what I could do is split the line there into two different lines, but that's just going to be a nightmare. So we'll just leave that. It's fine. You remember trying to watch Star Wars trailers? It took hours to load? Jeez, yeah. Yeah, I kind of miss when you had to strategically go on the internet and real life at the same time. Like, you'd go to a web page, and something would start to load in the Flash player, and then you just have to, like, leave the house. Be like, hey, I'm going bike riding for an hour. I'll come back and watch half this trailer. This is an interesting time to be alive, man. We need, like, a My Summer Car for people who survived the internet of, like, the early 2000s. Between, like... 05 and like 2015. It was right around 2015, that's when everything just kind of became mainstream with multiple services. But you had like You're the Man Now Dog and all these weird, I mean, there's still plenty of weird websites, but it's all consolidated in like one place now. That seems to be pretty good. Let's do a bit of commercial. Or we could leave this for the, we could leave this for the rail station props. Let's check that out. It's like a Railway of Japan park or something. Oh, wait, I think it's under unique. No. Ah, here it is. You remember trying to download certain pictures off certain places? Oh. You know what I really remember? You guys remember printing out maps? Going to like MapQuest or Google Maps and actually having to print out like the instructions? Like you had to pre-plan your GPS. You'd go there, plan your route, you'd try to check and see if it was correct, and then you'd have to actually like print. You'd have to actually print your map. Alright, we're gonna go with the ROJ small market. The last time I think I did that was probably 2007. And then I remember being like, well, this sucks, I'm gonna buy a GPS. And then I did. Then I used it for like 2 years, and then phones just started to be able to do it. And I was like, good. Finally. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it's like a tiny little mall next to the train station. That's fantastic. We have like a commercial area kind of in a residential area. Love it. You still do route planning today, part of the job as a trucker? Yeah, and I suppose you want a backup plan just in case. Like, I don't know if GPSs ever go down, but you know, you might have a malfunction. Do you want a backup plan to back up the backup plan? That's what I do. Large front plaza. Kind of like that tucked into the buildings, honestly. Chat's experienced? Yep, chat's got plenty of experience. I wonder if I could do a parking lot here. Well, this really shouldn't have a parking lot. But I would appreciate being a little closer to the station. Yeah, that's better. That means this road's gonna have to come up a little bit at the bottom. GPS had a malfunction and flew out the window. Huh. Oh well, a little strip down the middle. Let's throw some trees in there. Create holes in the terrain. Let's go with that. Oh, downloading things to USB, yeah. I'm sure people still plan out trips with, like, CDs. I'm sure there's people who drive through states that don't have, like, internet connection for a while, and if you drive through somewhere, you, like, lose your connection and can't connect to Spotify for a while. Yeah, you do that on flights, I guess, too, where you can pre-download playlists and do stuff that way. Always bring CDs. They make great coasters. That's an option too. Hey, what works, works. I think too many people are just trusting of technology and don't think that it's going to fail. And then when it does, they just kind of like lay down and stare at the ceiling. It's like, no, you got to have a backup plan to back up the backup plan. Ooh, this is nice. Is this? I don't think I've seen that before. What the hell is this? Oh. It doesn't have the railing or anything, but that's kind of nice. Huh. Kind of hard to connect A to B, though. It doesn't have any smooth blending options, but that's cool. It's kind of nice, though. You can make a custom little small area for that. That's all continuous for me, though. All right, I've never seen that before. The city key. Nice. A CD key. Game comes with a CD key. Is there a bus line tool? There's a way to make bus lines in the default game. And there's probably a million mods for ways to make easier bus lines, yeah. Okay, we're going to... I don't know if I'll build a road there, because that road has to be one way. Maybe we'll do like a path. Hey, what's up, Fred? Yeah, AOL CDs. Hey, I missed the CDs at Pizza Hut for PlayStation 1. That's a pretty damn good deal. Go out like with the family for pizza and then come back with a demo disc, and you know, you'd have a Friday pizza, go out to eat, and then come home and have a whole weekend of games to play. Those demo discs could take you an entire weekend. Go through all those games, figure out what the hell was going on. That was smart marketing. Alright, that's cool. Maybe I'll throw some trees down here. Then a trip to Blockbuster? Yeah, rentals. I know. That was an exciting event to get ready to go rent movies and games. I guess we gotta put these a little closer to the street. Or pick a smaller tree. Nice. Alright, this is going to be a weird district here, but it's going to work. Something's got to fit here. Alright, so let's go back to noise. Certainly can do residential here and here. And towards the other end. So we can make a pathway that goes this way. And pathways are a really nice way to fill empty space. Gotta be some sort of a bonus in the new game for filling empty space with trees and pathways. Hopefully there's some sort of a positive influence on the town for like building these paths. Windows 95 on 6 floppies, man. I can remember doing a few things on floppy, but it was just like, man, CDs were just miles ahead of that. Okay, let's go back to that Railways of Japan thing. I like plopping down that mall. That was nice. Plop. Bloop, bloop, plop, bloop. That's cool. You know, actually, maybe. We'll plop that there too. Plop. That's cool. That turned out to be a little better than I was hoping. Castle Wolfenstein? Jeez, yeah. Alright, well, I think we can on pause now. Oh, yeah, SSD specs are in the description. Chat popped the old description link in there. Yep, or the PC specs. We need to be able to do this in City Skylines though, like being able to paint asphalt areas. That just seems so much more believable. I haven't even seen that option. Like if we can plop down like pedestrian pathways, why can't we plop down like pavable, I don't know, roads and stuff? Gotta be a reason why. They don't trust us, that's why. All right, that looks nice. And then let's do. Yeah, that's too low. Well, we could do like a park leading out of here. The entrances to the train are like on the opposite side, so... Did I place the mom and pop ramen shop? Not yet, but you know that's my idea. Yeah, it's gonna look like... It's gotta be somewhere between like... Nivalis slash... Cloudpunk slash... Stardew Valley... Traveler's Rest. My dream game. Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, wait a minute. What if we do this? Ah, it's an incline. Damn it, this goes like I don't know. Not really able to flatten things how I want. Well, this kind of looks nice though out in front of the street here. Kind of a nice deck. Actually, that's a good buffering zone between the residential and the little train station there, because they're not going to want to live any closer to that thing. We gotta have like a big buffer zone around that. Yep. Yeah, this whole area down here is gonna have to be like a park. Although these people aren't too upset. But... need some sort of a landmark. Nah. More trees are needed. Not even sure how to terraform anymore. My mods have like goofed things. I don't even think I can flatten land. Nope. I can't like pick a shape. Yeah, well, I'll have to figure that out. Yep. Plop. Alright, well, let's, Ooh, spooky music. Okay, I like those little tree plazas, but I need to do them somewhere else. And I don't feel like deleting that little park because that's kind of nice. let's have this cut off here. Looks like I already painted residential homes here. Under the ground again? I don't know why it keeps clipping. Hey, what's up, Michael? Yeah, that's Hey, there we go. Got some residential homes popping off now. I guess we'll do some commercial. Maybe I could do like a promenade street and then attach those little... Oh, maybe I could do that, yeah. I think it needs to be cobble, though, to fit that art style. So if we do this, then combine it with the small squares. Yeah, see? Yeah. Okay, that's better. That's not cobblestone. That's like some classy... What about bluestone? Sandstone? Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. I love the Family Mart attached to it. Such an awkward building. It doesn't really seem to have a welcoming aura to it anywhere. Like there's an entrance like down here where there would be like escalators or a stairwell or something like that. But there's not really like, it's kind of hard to tell where like you cross the street here and it's very narrow to then get to where the front of it is. So really you want to cross in the street corner and come in from either side. But I don't know. It's probably modeled after some actual train station, so it's probably realistic. As in, like, it do exist. Yes, it do. All right. Cool. Test version of what? I mean, there are alpha and test versions of City Skylines. 2, I mean. Okay. Damn, that's much better, man. Dude, today's train day. Metro line complete, train line looking better. I think I did say I would expand it over here some more as well, but if we do that, now let's bulldoze this neighborhood and connect it here. We'll just basically make this swing like down here. We could maybe make it come down this way, station, and then go back. But we might need to expand the industrial line too for the rockets here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this line could... We could get this to split off and go straight up this road. Boom. Right to the space island. Hell yeah. How do you run the metro underground? It's underground by default, but you can make it above ground. And same with train stations too. Like you can... I think there's some sunken train stations, and you could do a few train lines that go underground as well. Yep. Is there a control for rotating an object where you'd like to place it? No, I don't think so. It's kind of a struggle. Like, you got to go back and forth a little bit between... like a roadway to get it to rotate right. I mean, there might be a control, but I've always just kind of like toyed with it. Most things in this game are kind of like you have to do percussive maintenance, but with your mouse a little bit. You gotta kind of just keep slamming something into a place to fix it. All right, so Sheffield Square is probably going to be where we put our rocket launch site, and then maybe I'll take this island too for something. Maybe we'll connect this together for something more to do with the space travel. Maybe the astronauts' housing. I don't know. Astronaut Island. Yeah, we'll fix that up next time and make it look a little nicer. Alright, so that'll be, I don't know, Cosmos Island or something, I don't know. Whatever. Rocket Island. Launch Island, perfect. Now, I think we do need a bit of a buffer zone between that and the actual, city itself. So we might put, I don't know, like a national park here, like a little reserve area to keep people back. But then some roads where... some observation areas, but mostly it'll just be untouched trees and whatnot. And then we can put this down. If you haven't seen this before, this is pretty cool. The, countdown clock for City Skylines 2. Why does it make noise? It's just a digital clock. Some of the design choices in this game are just, like, dumb. I think it's supposed to imply that there's going to be a lot of noisy crowds around it, but it's literally just a clock. I'll have to put this down here. Actually... yeah, it'd be perfect over here somewhere. I'll put it here as a temporary... Hey, we're close to building our rocket pad. Base center. Alright. So 95 days, 23 hours, 21 minutes, and 0 seconds. That's a ways to go. Not connected to power, but actually is counting down. I'll just put some little shops there. Isn't there like a QR code or something you can get from this thing at night? Let me check. Is there just a way to make it night? I never play with this because it's just too hard to see. Hopefully the new game just lets you switch between day and night with a click of a button, but I think it'll be tied to city services. Oh, City Skylines 2. Kind of weird. It looks like there's something underneath it. Is there not just like a night mode? Oh, Architect has that. I like that. I don't think there's a way to actually turn on night. Yeah, I hope it'll be really interesting in the next game to see mods, or at least default mode. I'm sure there'll be mods to lock it into a season permanently. I'd love to see it be fall time all the time, but I don't know how the game, like for example the harvest seasons. I hope that City Skylines 2, we've seen all this farming and whatnot, but I really hope that crops take an entire year to harvest, and that we don't just see like a wheat field that's just grows within a month and then you just can harvest it like 6 times a year until it snows or something. Hopefully there's some changes to that one. You know, we're gonna put it on the small island. Yeah, I'll move it up there. The problem with this game is we gotta kind of connect it, and it'll benefit the city a little bit by being closer. I was waiting for these buildings to fill in. It looks like they're doing that now. More commercial. Nothing quite like living next to the train tracks. Alright, we're going to have to see how the city looks at night one time. I'm really impressed with how the city looked at night in the new game, and I hope there's a way to just quickly... I don't know if you can do a photo mode with that. No. Hopefully the new game lets you just quickly... I'm sure this game does it too, but just hit a button to turn on and off day and night. Just appearance-wise, so you can take pictures, so you don't have to wait for a full cycle. Saves you time. What are we doing here? Pretty sure that cable car makes some loud noise. Oh, it seems like our citizens don't mind mass transit noise so much. They just don't want to live next to like factories. Oh, there goes the lighting. What a nice city. What another nice day for more news on City Skylines 2. Very excited. More questions than answers every time. Like, how is snow... They showed snow a little bit, but how's it going to really look? And they show seasons and climate, but how's it really going to work? But we'll get to that when we get to the climate and seasons thing. Which I think will be after the other thing, the power plants. I forget the order, but we'll have to take a look. Now remember, we're going to do a video tomorrow on everything that you may have missed at the very start. Is it in the camera mods? Oh, it could be. Oh wow, that just like went straight to night. Oh nice, our city at nighttime. We never take... Wow. We like never take a look at it at nighttime. Cool. This is great because like if you've ever been on a flight at nighttime coming into a city or leaving one, or if you can get up into the hills and you look down at a city from like a mountaintop or whatever, it really looks so much better at night. Like, yeah, that's... Wow, that's really cool. Look at that. I don't know what's up with the camera like that, but... This game's really pretty. Just like, you know, the vanilla game with a few mods. Not bad. Imagine City Skylines 2. Oh yeah, there's the little library up there in the upper left corner. Nice. Nighttime is like, I just usually never build in it because it's a little harder to see things for precision, but it's much more beautiful than daytime. What the hell's going on here? That's like the super edge of the map. Yeah, it's very nice at night, yeah. Well, I really like all these medium density buildings too. Like, they're not too small and they're not skyscrapers, and they look interesting. They're a little higher than a tree. Makes them nice. Yeah, that's nice. Back to this awkward edge of the map train spawn area. I don't know what that is. Probably way too many trains coming in and out of the city, and they're just getting jammed at the border. Because we have like 2 or 3 ways into the city now for trains. It's outrageous. Oh, is it going to daytime again? Aw. All the buildings are turning their lights off. Getting a little brighter. Man, look at how many people are out at like 5 a.m. Damn. Why does it keep doing this? Is this underground? I have no idea where this is. I see some trees. Oh, auto-decorated streets at Christmas? Yeah, it would be nice. Well, now that we have... It looks like we have options in City Skylines 2 to choose whether or not to have trees on one side of a road or the other, or both, or in the middle, with the click of a button. I would like to see, you know, like medium-density streets where the buildings are a little closer together. It'd be nice to tie, like, strings of lights across the street lamps and stuff, or, like you mentioned, just some sort of decoration for... Being able to create a culture would be interesting. New Year's, Midsummer, something like that. There's fireworks and decorations and more business, more people going out to eat, buying stuff, going places. I think that'd be super cool. Chat, you're super cool too. Thanks for watching today's stream, everybody. We'll be back with more City Skylines 2 tomorrow. I'll put up a video on everything that we've learned and kind of showcase more of this stuff. I really like doing it because I like seeing everybody's excitement. I like seeing anything that I may have missed that somebody found out on their own or somewhere else. And I like finding, you know, that people make some really good suggestions or just general comments that are just like really smart, or questions that are really nice to answer. So yeah, anytime you see these City Skylines 2 videos, or if you missed anything, go back and watch them, and definitely comment on the heck out of them, because I love answering those questions and seeing people getting excited too. We'll be back with more City Skylines 2 then tomorrow morning in a video, but we'll probably play this one again on Monday, when the developers will have more information on power plants and water with us. That's going to be pretty sweet. So thanks again for watching. We'll be back in Rocket Town on Monday morning and cover all the new stuff for power and energy. Thanks again for turning on the notification bell. Don't forget to smash the like button too. Channels more than ever need your support by hitting that like button. It takes 1 second and it's free, and it really makes a difference for more people finding our awesome community. And it's just a feel-good thing to do. And apparently it explodes into confetti, so, you know, why miss out on that? All right, I'll see y'all in a bit for our next Big O stream today. We'll be back with a little bit of Homeseek later on, a game out today that's a post-apocalyptic city builder. And then later today, The Wandering Village, which is kind of a post-apocalyptic city builder too, in a way, but on the back of a Big O dino. Not me, but a different one. All right, I'll see y'all in a bit for our next Big O stream. Thanks for watching. Bye, buddy.